Hi, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great wherever you are. Today's video, I thought it would just be nice to do a tour of Mushroom Manor and an update on the plans and the progress that I've made, but it is one of those days where nothing goes to plan, everything goes wrong. So apart from anything else, the Starlink that I've ordered hasn't arrived, so I've still got no decent internet connection, and I had an interview set up for today which I had to postpone. It should arrive in the next few days, so hopefully that will resolve itself. But then I really wanted to film outdoors and walk and talk, but my gimbal, which my good friend Adja Matthews so kindly sent me an Amazon voucher so that I could buy, it's not charging. So I have no idea why. I've tried every little fix, I'm not getting anywhere. So I'm having to hold the camera, which I know is not great because it's just going to jig around all over the place. Also, my washing machine's broken down. It's just everything that can break down today has broken down. But that's okay. It's actually my birthday today. I turned 44 and I'm not doing anything special, but I thought if I record a video then chat with you guys, that's something special. And something special happened. A dog arrived last night. A stray dog or an abandoned dog showed up at my door last night and I've decided to take him in. So that's my birthday present from the universe. He's called Stanley and I'm sure we'll find him walking around. So what I want to do is just give a quick tour of the property, and I guess we can't really walk all around the land without the gimbal, but at least if I show you, the various buildings and plans, I thought that'd be quite nice. Okay, let's go. So this is the front door, and here's the kitchen. It's really, I sort of feel like I'm living in a slum or like I'm squatting. I have a cooker here, and yeah, it's functional. It does its job. It's very damp, I have to say. The sink isn't working. That's an ongoing issue. But this is a nice big kitchen, I find, that is just really cool for like a workspace and for cooking. And so it's going to have a proper floor put down. Actually, we're going to knock through the wall there because that leads to an outbuilding, and it's just in a skin of bricks. It's a slightly weird house because it's stone built on the outside, which is very beautiful, but on the inside it's brick, and there's like a gap between the brick and the stone. So I think that's what they did in order to deal with the damp, because the entire house is built into the land. I'll show you when we go back outside. So anyway, that means that this wall behind me with the cat picture on it, I can knock through to the stable, which is on the other side, and make a really large dining room. So the kitchen won't have the big table in it, and it will just have kitchen cabinets, and it'll have a log burning stove, and it'll be much, much nicer. So it does the job right now. It's a kitchen that basically works, but it is very damp, like I say, and I don't feel that happy. The dogs sleep in here and I'm not that happy about it, because if it's too damp for me, it's too damp for them. So I don't know, it's just something that I have to put up with for now. Right, so what else we have got in here? This is the only section of the house that is properly renovated. Got a little utility room here with the washing machine that is broken, and my larder and the water heater. It's electric water heater, all the dog food, that's that. Just need to add some doors. Here's the bathroom. So this is a functioning toilet and shower room, dehumidifier there. I do my washing up in the shower. I actually did it this morning, so there's the washing up in the shower. Yeah, so it's a decent bathroom. It needs a proper door, and it definitely needs ventilation. It is really, really damp in here, so I keep the dehumidifier in here. This is where I'm currently sleeping, but in the fullness of time it will be the office and the spare room. I'm actually going to put the dogs in here. You see, the plan is to move into a caravan because this place is so damp, and because it currently doesn't have any heating. That's fine in the summer, that's fine, but in the winter I know from experience that it's really cold inside the house. So it's really cold. It's stone built, and that makes it very cool and fresh in the summer, but it's too cold in the winter. And with no heat source other than an electric fire, which consumes a lot of electricity, it's going to be a bit awkward. So, and I'm not entirely sure when the log burner's coming. So that's why I've actually, well, it was suggested, it wasn't my idea, it was suggested to me by Maria, my friend, a former workawayer that was here. She suggested you should get a caravan. And caravans are much, much cheaper in the UK than they are in Spain. The second-hand market in Spain is insane. It's so expensive for cars, everything, like 10 times more expensive than in the UK. And as it's going to just be a static caravan, I won't really need to import it, so it can just be brought over and left and just sit in the land. And I've got a really nice one coming. Because I sold the cabana, I was able to afford it, so I've bought it, and it's coming over hopefully later in the summer. My parents are bringing it over, and I will move in to the caravan at that point. And then this room will become, I'll leave it as the dog bedroom and a spare room and an office. So yeah, I like it. It's a nice room. There's my whiteboard, my all-important whiteboard. That's a sofa bed, so that's great for guests. And then I just have this mattress on the floor. Actually, I'm going to put a piano in here. My friend sold me his piano, so I haven't had it delivered yet. So there'll be a piano there, and I guess I'll just move around the rest of the furniture. I'll have a desk, maybe under the window, maybe over there. The mattress will go. The mattress I'm going to end up using for my own bedroom, which I will come to later. So yeah, there'll be more space in here, and there'll also be a piano, which I cannot wait for. That is a lifelong dream of mine, to own a piano. So that is the bedroom, studio, office, spare room, dog bedroom. Toilet here, utility room, and then that comes through to the kitchen. So that's the downstairs. So the downstairs is basically the nerve centre of Mushroom Manor, and it's going to always remain that way. I did initially think about renting this space out, but actually I'm going to keep it as a semi-public space. Use the spare room for guests, but also for workawayers. Workawayers are indispensable here, and it's a wonderful way to meet people. So my aim for the place is to basically create a community, bring a community to Mushroom Manor, which is something that I wanted to do on the mountain, but was much more unrealistic because of the accessibility issues and the fact that the land I owned was so steeply sloping that you couldn't really do much with it unless you got a digger, you know, and flattened it. So this is why it's so wonderful to have so much land and this big farmhouse. And then upstairs I want to actually turn into an apartment to Airbnb. So let's go upstairs. I'm really sorry about the quality of this video. Okay, so here we are. As you will see, this is absolutely in need of a renovation. There's my little kitty bitty. Hello, darling. Oh, hello. I don't know where the other cat's gone. He's missing in action. Okay, so this, there's actually no light. It's just through the window that we got light, so hopefully you can see that. So that's where the stairs we just came up. So that barrier is there to stop the dogs coming up and eating the cat food. So this is, basically I'm keeping my clothes up here right now, but once it's renovated, once the roof is done and, you know, a paint job and what have you, it will be like a little sitting room, which it doesn't look like anything much now, but the beams are really beautiful. That doorway leads to the back garden, so the whole house is built into the land, but you can actually go out of this door, look. Although I think the dog might be here and the cat won't be happy about me opening it, but let's try. Oh, here we are. This is Stanley. I thought he was going to be here. He seems to like hanging out here. So this actually leads to the back garden, and that building is going to be where I move into. Stanley, yeah, so did I say at the beginning of the video, Stanley has just appeared here last night. He showed up at the front door and he looks very hungry. He looks like he's either lost or abandoned. I'm going to take him to the vet tomorrow, and if he's not chipped, I'm going to keep him. So yeah, my other dog Elon doesn't like him, so that's why he's hanging around outside. And I won't let him in because the cat's in there and she will not like that at all. So it's just really cool up here. Oh, I didn't show I'll show you the bedroom before we go outside. So this is the master bedroom. Again, it obviously isn't usable right now. I'm just storing stuff in here. But this is going to be the master bedroom. So there's going to be a toilet shower in this corner. I'll make it ensuite. And then it's just a really big room which can be rented out on Airbnb. and going through, sorry, all my laundry's hanging up here. Actually, it's not all my laundry. Half of it is Pierre's, my business partner. So he's coming in a couple of days and we're going to celebrate my birthday together, but this is all his clothes, not mine. And then here's the second bedroom. So the entire upper floor can be rented out as a flat, or it can be 2 separate bedrooms rented out. And I want to have a bigger bathroom in it. There's space enough, maybe to divide it into 3 sections. So here, I have to be careful on the floor. There's actually a hole in the floor, so I don't want to go falling through to the kitchen. So this half of the room, I want to have as a bathroom with an actual bath in it. I'm going to have bunk beds in that section there. I'll have partitions so that it will be basically 2 rooms in here, and then this section will just be an extension of the corridor and storage at the end. So I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah, this space, which is by far the worst space in the entire house, is going to turn into a bedroom, a bathroom, and a little hallway. So that's really cool. So the upstairs, I'm just using it for storage, and it's a place where the cats live, and that's it. And there's Elon. He's going to get really upset with the other dog. Let's see. Let's see where we're going. So this space out here, I've had lots of ideas for it. Hi, Stanley. I'm not going to let Elon out because he'll just chase you away. So this space, this is obviously used to be a stable. My initial thought was to put the chickens in here because it's really big and it's, you know, no need to construct anything. But the cats come in that little window at the back. So if you can see the light coming through there. So if I had chickens in here, I'd have to block that off because the fox would be able to get in, and that would mean the cats wouldn't be able to get in. They get in that and then they climb up into the roof, and they can actually access the inside of the house that way. So I don't even need to have a cat flap because of that. So I don't want to mess with that because the system works quite well. When Anthony and I were going to be living here together, we had thought that we would turn this into an ensuite bathroom for the bedroom, which is just there. A huge, you know, luxury bathroom, but I've changed my mind. I want it to be like a big semi-outdoor kitchen with skylights, a bread oven that lots of people can come and use. Because as I say, I really want this place to have a community focus. Also, a kitchen would mean that it's more of a complete unit for a rental, a flat rental. If a family was staying, they'd have their own kitchen, separate kitchen. So that's what I'm planning to do. But for now, because as I will show you, I have a chicken coop being built elsewhere. Now I can use it potentially for donkeys, because I plan to get a couple of donkeys and they could stay here temporarily until I get a different outbuilding for them. Come on, Stanley, let's go. So this is the back garden. So there we are, there's the house. As you can see, the upper floor you can reach through that door, but the below floor is built into the ground, which makes it very damp. And yeah, it makes it an interesting construction. This roof, I'm so glad that Anthony isn't the one doing the renovations, and I'm saying that for his own good, because he did not have experience or knowledge of building houses, and he was just going to rip this roof off and put another one on, put some insulation down and just put another roof down. And Pierre, who is in charge of the renovations, took one look at that and said, that's asbestos. I didn't know that, Anthony didn't know that, and we were just going to get stuck in and rip the whole thing off. So it's bloody good job we didn't. And yeah, Pierre's going to have to organise getting that done professionally, which he will, but probably that won't be done till next summer, spring, summer. We'll see. But yeah, so that's an asbestos roof. So yeah, there you go. Stanley. This is Stanley's house, but it's actually going to be, once we've renovated it, my cabin. So this is where Cabana Chronicles lives on. Again, that's asbestos. So this is just, okay, it's a mess right now. It's so exciting. But it is actually structurally quite sound, and it is really quite cool. And I want to make it into a little off-grid cabin to live in, with a mezzanine up there. So I have a mezzanine area for sleeping, skylights. Underneath the mezzanine I'll probably have just a small toilet, probably don't even need to put a shower in because I've got one in the house, because you can just walk across to the house from here. It's really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna just make it into a really small living space, just a hob and a toilet and a wood burning stove, so it will just be like really cozy, and I'll be able to live here, put all my clothes here, and just have a private space. The bigger the community gets, the more of a little private space I'll need. And what's really amazing and what I'm really excited about is that behind the cabin, there's a wood, there's a forest like that. I own all of this behind. It's super cool. Yeah, I just can't tell you how excited I am to have this place renovated and to be able to, because there'll be like a little terrace out here to sit. My dream is to have a rainwater fed wood-fired hot tub, and I'll probably put it somewhere here, just by the forest, because in the summer it's a really lovely place to be. So this is basically the back garden. But what's really cool is that you can access it in a car. This whole space can be accessed by the road. Oh, that was my onion patch. Dreadful. It came to nothing. None of the onions grew, and then the whole thing, you can't even tell that there's a bed dug there. And these are my potatoes. They were born and then they lived and then they died. I haven't even dug them up, but yeah, they did grow, but then they all just died. I guess I just didn't keep up with watering them and stuff. But anyway, there are 2 beds dug there. I was so proud of that. Never mind. And yeah, so I'm really, like I said, I'm so sorry I don't have the gimbal. It's such a shame. I don't know what's wrong with it. So this will be a pathway, and actually all of this land here is mine. So if I just come through here, all of this field over here is mine, which means that I can graze animals on it, but also because this path leads to the road, it's like a back entrance to the entire property. So people might be able to park here. If I put down some gravel or something, a part of that field can be given over to parking. And that means that when I'm renting out the upstairs, people will be able to park here and then walk straight down here and reach the house, and they have a door right there. So yeah, it's all overgrown obviously because we're in the middle of summer. Once it's all landscaped, the layout of this just makes so much sense. It's amazing. So there's my cabin. There's a strange stone structure behind it. That makes me think of Aslan dying. If you've read the Lion, the Lip Witch and the Wardrobe, you'll know what I mean. Or if you've seen the film. There's the old chimney. Why it's lying there, I do not know. Yeah. So this will be eventually a pathway, and people can just come in and out of this when they're renting it. It's really cool. And I'll be living here. Now, I'll show you the chicken coop. So, oh, here comes Stanley. This is going to be a run-in. Elon, leave him alone. Just leave him alone. You have to accept him. He's come to join the family, okay? You all right, darling? You just need to stand up for yourself. Oh, here's this really great little fountain. That's really good. So here's okay, as I said, this is built in stone. On the outer shell is stone. The inner shell is brick. And there's a gap between the stone and the brick. Right, this is dangerous as hell. Again, this is something me and Anthony didn't really take on board, is that this thing has got a huge, heavy slate on top of it, and there's a big crack, a very not good looking crack, and then another one in the wooden beams. So at any moment, will you stop it? Okay. Oh no. Oh, she's barking at a bird. Okay, Stanley, I'm not ready for you to go in the house yet. come in, come outside, please. Come on, darling. Elon, leave him alone. Oh, he looked so sad last night when he showed up. He was all hungry and thirsty, weren't you, darling? Come here. Elon. Look, it's, I don't know what to do. Dog politics. Okay, Stanley, let's get outside. Come on. He's not bothering you. Okay, so yeah, so we cannot go in there, although in there is a big stable. There's a big stable, and that is what I want to knock through from the kitchen to there. So that will be like a games room, dining room. It's really big, and you'll be able to step outside to this covered area where there'll be an outside dining table, which I have in the garage, and I guess there'll be skylights, and at the back I'll put French windows, so there'll be a lot of light, and then it will also just be a firewood store because it's really big. So I'm really excited about this, and what we're going to do when Pierre comes in the next few days, we're going to get some acros to stabilize the whole thing, because this really could go down. It could be in 10 years, or it could be, you know, in 5 minutes time the entire roof could fall in, and those big heavy stones would mean certain death to anyone who, any poor unfortunate who happens to be underneath it. So anyway, we've blocked it off, and here, this is what I'm most excited about. This is the chicken coop. Yep, so it's being built, as you can see. We're currently constructing it. It's got a nice roof. It's going to be completely enclosed in maya mesh, chicken mesh, that stuff, to make it fox proof. And it's going to have a little ladder for the chickens to go up so they can roost, and a nesting box, and it will be great because you can actually go inside it, walk inside it to clean it. Oi, what are you doing? No, oh my god, what did you, I can't believe that. Okay. So the story behind this bone is that, which he's just pilfered, is that last night my current workaway, Filippo, a really nice Italian guy, showed up on the doorstep and handed me a tray with birthday gifts on it, and it was a beer and a bowl of salad from the garden, and it was a T-bone steak, and also for some reason a mosquito bracelet. So anyway, really sweet, and I just had that just now. I just had that, and that's the remaining bone, which he's found and just demolished. Yeah, poor Stanley, he's hungry, that's why. He's a poor, hungry, lost dog. Anyway, so, all right, I guess Stanley won't be going anywhere since he now knows that there is T-bone steaks. And not just any steak, but from the local eco meat shop. So, yeah, that's what just happened there. Right, what have we got? What else have we got? So these outbuildings are not mine. I do not own these outbuildings, but Pierre is going to buy them. I have met the lady who owns this one. Apparently it used to be a rich family's house, and they're all doctors and lawyers and I don't know what, but she remembered when it was an actual house. So it was, yeah, it's just really interesting. No one can decipher this at the top. Neither English people nor Spanish people can work out what on earth that strange alien coding means, but there we are. It's got some engraving above the door, and these lovely outbuildings here are owned by some people in the nearest city of Lugo, but I haven't actually met them. But Pierre wants to buy them, and he wants to convert them into a retreat centre. I think this would be an amazing retreat centre, and then this would be a lovely living space or accommodation space. So, but I don't own these. It's an abandoned hamlet, and I don't own all the buildings. So here, I do own these buildings, yeah? So these outbuildings, in the fullness of time, I would like to turn into a stable for the donkeys. I have a dream of not only donkeys, but sheep and peacocks. We'll just see how it goes. But in here, look, there's a bread oven, a huge bread oven. Anthony and I were planning to make this into a little cafe terrace, but I think it's going to be much more useful as animal storage, because this is basically going to be a farm, a small farm. Yeah, oh, and here, this is where the electricity supply is. Yeah, so this fuse box is always going off. I can't put on too many appliances at the same time, or the whole thing just trips and I have to come in here, and it could be in the middle of the night and climb up that ladder and switch the fuses. Anyway, Ant made it slightly safer than it was with that big thick green cable, because it was just this tiny little dodgy looking cable. We could actually smell burning, like electricity burning, when we first moved in. Yeah, so it's been made a bit safer, but the electrics aren't finished yet by any means, so that's some work to be done. Yeah, so this huge stable, which will be great for the donkeys eventually, but for now they're going to go in that other room. What else? So yeah, so that path leads to the 2 fields that are up this way that I showed you the entrance to. There's 2 of them, and they are behind here, so you can actually walk in a circle. That leads up to the road eventually. I'll go up there, but it's not really very clear, and it's all nettles and brambles because it's overgrown. But yeah, this path, I'll go as far as I can go. That's the back of the house. That's where we just were with the dog. That leads up to the field and the entrance to the road, the driveway to the road, and then there's a big field behind there, and then the second big field where you can walk down to that path and then back around here. So it's got a lovely layout. I really like the layout. You can climb up here. Yeah, and then we can get back to... Right, so this is the big stable. That's the kitchen. We have to clear all this again. It's just a constant battle in the summer against nettles and brambles. Yeah, so we're back into the house again now. So yeah, the cabin, the outbuilding where the donkeys are going to go, and into the upstairs where the cat is. And then back downstairs. So this is what I love about Mushroom Manor, the layout. Everything can connect round to everything else. Are you still in here? I'm not sure about this. Yeah. So. Mushroom Manor, Mushroom Manor. Right, so we have got a barrier here. I can't actually get through here at the moment because that's a barrier against the dog, because Filippo has got a cat. He's got a cat, so the dog chased the cat. So in order to protect the cat, we had to erect that barrier, and now I can't get into the main field. Okay, so that's Filippo's car and Filippo's caravan, the big white one, and that's my little camper van, the blue one. This trailer, currently just being used as a rubbish truck, is going to be turned into accommodation of some kind, like a base for a small accommodation unit, which is quite exciting. That's the plan for the trailer. And then here is the big field out back, which is basically the garden. The caravan's going to go here in between these 2 trees. I can't wait. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and to see all the green around me. These ferns, god damn it, are just spreading, and I just cut them all and they're just sprouting up. They're spreading like a disease. Anyway, so anyway, here is Filippo's caravan and his little space that he's created outside the garage. This garage is phenomenal. I just can't believe how amazing the garage is. Garage is going to have some accommodation in it as well. This is the veg garden that Filippo has planted. Doing really well. Out back here, there's going to be a shower, an outdoor shower for workawayers, and a compost toilet at the back of the garage. So that's really awesome. So this entire field I want to section off just for campers, people coming to stay, because there'll be the caravan, there, and I'll move the camper van, the little blue camper van I have here next to it. Obviously I need to put some kind of hard standing before I do all of this, but the caravan's really nice, which I'm going to move into, but eventually I'll move into the cabin, so the caravan can be rented out on Airbnb or used for workaways or guests. So there'll be a fire pit here. It will basically just be a camping space free of animals. When I say animals, I mean grazing animals, because the plan is here I'm going to put some kind of a fence, maybe between these two trees, so that I can graze animals. All this is my land as well. Loads of land. There's so much land that came with this place. It was a steal, I'm telling you. I can't believe the price I got so much land and these buildings for. It was Galicia is the place to be, man. The prices are so low right now. Anyway, so all of that is my land. So I'm going to use that for grazing the donkeys and the sheep, and then just have some kind of fencing there so that this area can be enjoyed by humans. It's the back garden because it's nice and flat. I'm recording, I don't want...
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. And here's the garage, which I'm sure I've shown in a previous video, but it's just an amazing, huge space, which I'd really like to turn into some kind of studio apartment eventually. This was a nice chill out space, but we've just changed it all around again. Yeah, oh look at this old plough. This, not plough, it's like a cart. It's like a museum piece. It's amazing. It was left here. Okay, let's go up here. This is where the water comes from. Oh blimey, that filter needs to be changed. Need to do that. Pretty sharpish. Yeah, so this water is water deposit. This comes down, this is filled by a spring higher up the mountain. Again, it's got asbestos. It's got an asbestos roof, so we need to change that. That's our compost pile. Another water fountain. Ah, and look at these lovely, are they begonias, or I forget what they're called. So it was meant to be fully out in bloom, but Maria, my good friend, my first workawayer, cut them all back completely, all the way down to here. Which, as she said, is the best thing that you can do for the plant, but it means that all of these beautiful flowers I'm so excited to see in bloom. I'm basically going to have to wait till next year, because this was an entire bush absolutely full of begonias, and it would have been a wonderful... are they begonias? It would have been a perfect backdrop for my videos. Anyway, so they're just starting to come out into bloom now. I think they're really beautiful. And this is the entranceway. This is the main driveway. See all these foxgloves that are... They were all out in bloom. They're starting to die off now. There's a eucalyptus plantation right there. You can actually walk in among them, which is an interesting experience. They're all planted in rows, you know, very sort of in an industrial manner. So a bit of a fire hazard, bit concerned, but what can you do? And here is the sign for Mushroom Manor, which when Maria, my friend and first workawayer, sees this, she'll be horrified, because it looked much prettier, because all those green bits were stuck on, and they have come off. But I can fix it. I can put them back on. So that's about it really. That's Mushroom Manor. As I say, It would have been much better with the gimbal. I'm really sorry about the quality of the video. And I haven't taken you all the way around the land for that reason, because it would just be really jerky, and I don't think you'd get a full appreciation of the land. But there's these 2 extra fields out the back, basically. That's all. And yeah, there's just all these wonderful trees and flowers, and it's just a really lovely place to live. I think it's got so much character. You're my birthday present, aren't you? A whole new dog. So there we go, just a quick tour, just to give you a flavour of the place. But really my vision of it is like, I'm so excited. I know that it's going to take a long time for that vision to be fulfilled, but little by little it's moving towards that. And the homesteading lifestyle that I'm dreaming of is, the first step is the chickens. So with the chicken coop nearly built, I think we'll have chickens by next week. Fantastic. I'm going to get like 10, and then not long after that I want to think about getting the donkeys for the grass to be cut, and then maybe next summer, spring, get some sheep. So there's a long way to go. It's certainly not there yet. I can't wait to move out of the farmhouse and into the caravan, because the damp, to be honest, is getting me down. And Pierre thinks there's a chance that there's black mold upstairs. Well, downstairs really. Here is the dampest because it's built into the land, and it's difficult. There's like a strange smell in the kitchen which is hard to get rid of. I have to keep the windows open all the time and use the dehumidifier, and it's just a drain on the electricity, and yeah, it's not very good for my health or the dog's health. So I'm looking forward to moving into the caravan. That will be super exciting. And right now I do feel like I'm squatting a little bit, but there's something exciting about that, you know? Living back to basics is kind of fun. Having everything break down is frustrating, but it's just life, isn't it? So yeah, I think we get too comfortable sometimes in our Western world, too comfortable, too convenient, and I'm just really enjoying sort of starting from scratch somewhere. So anyway, so that's that. So thank you for sharing my birthday with me. I hope you're all having a great day, and see you in the next video. Bye.